Welcome to our channel, English Avenue. Are ghosts real? This question has been asked for hundreds of years. Some people say, yes, I have seen something. Some people say, no, ghosts are not real. Some people are confused. Some people are afraid. And some people simply want to know the truth. Today, we are not going to make fun of anyone's belief. We are not going to say every person is lying. And we are not going to tell a boring science lesson. Today, we are going to explore ghost experiences in a simple and interesting way. Because the truth is, many ghost stories feel real to the people who experience them. A person may hear footsteps at night. A person may feel someone standing near them. A person may see a shadow in the corner. A person may wake up and feel unable to move. A person may see a face in the dark. And in that moment, fear becomes very powerful. The heart beats fast. The body becomes cold. The mind starts asking, is someone here? But science asks a different question. Science asks, what else could explain this experience? Was it the brain? Was it sleep? Was it fear? Was it darkness? Was it memory? Was it sound? Was it imagination? Was it something in the environment? This is what makes today's topic very interesting. Ghost experiences are mysterious, but many of them can be explained by science. And when we understand the science, fear becomes smaller. The mystery is still interesting, but the mind becomes calmer. This video will also help you practice English. So listen carefully. Repeat useful sentences. Learn new words like ghost, fear, brain, shadow, science, experience, and imagination. And if you want to improve your English with interesting topics like this, subscribe to the channel and keep practicing with me. Before we start the explanations, let me tell you a real reported story. Many years ago, a family moved into an old house. At first, everything looked normal. But after a few days, strange things started happening. The house felt heavy. The rooms felt uncomfortable. The family felt sad, tired, and afraid without a clear reason. At night, they heard footsteps. They heard strange sounds. Sometimes they felt like someone was moving inside the house. But when they checked, nobody was there. Then the situation became more frightening. Some people in the house started seeing strange figures. They felt like there were ghosts around them. They felt watched. They felt weak. They got headaches. They felt confused. They could not understand what was happening. To them, it felt like the house was haunted. And honestly, if you were there, maybe you would also feel scared. Imagine living in a house where you hear footsteps, see shadows, feel sick, and feel like someone is watching you. Most people would think, there is something supernatural here. But then someone suggested a different idea. Maybe it was not a ghost. Maybe something inside the house was making them sick. Later, the house was checked. And the real problem was found. A faulty furnace was releasing carbon monoxide gas. Carbon monoxide is very dangerous. You cannot see it, you cannot smell it, you cannot taste it. But it can affect the body and the brain. It can make people feel weak, dizzy, confused, and very sick. In serious cases, it can even make people see or hear things that are not really there. After the family left the house and the problem was fixed, the strange experiences stopped. The ghosts disappeared. Now think about this carefully. The family was not lying. Their fear was real. Their sickness was real. Their experience felt real. But the cause was not a ghost. The cause was something hidden in the environment. This is why today's topic is so important. When people say they experienced ghosts, we should not laugh at them. But we should also not believe everything immediately. We should ask questions. Was it sleep? Was it fear? Was it darkness? Was it memory? Was it a sound? Was it the brain? Was it something dangerous in the house? Science helps us look deeper. Science helps us understand the mystery. And sometimes, the truth is even more shocking than the ghost story. Because sometimes, what people call a haunting may actually be the brain, the body, or the environment trying to send a warning. So now let us understand the science behind ghost experiences. Explanation 1. Sleep paralysis. One of the most common scientific explanations behind ghost experiences is sleep paralysis. Sleep paralysis is a strange and scary experience. It happens when a person wakes up, but the body cannot move for a short time. The eyes may be open, the mind may feel awake, but the body feels frozen. You try to move your hands, you cannot. You try to speak, you cannot. You try to get up, you cannot. And then fear starts. Some people feel pressure on their chest. Some people feel like someone is standing near the bed. Some people see a dark shadow. Some people hear sounds. Some people feel that a ghost, spirit, or invisible person is in the room. This can feel extremely real. But science explains that sleep paralysis happens between sleep and waking. When we sleep, especially during dream sleep, our body becomes relaxed and still. This is normal. It stops us from acting out our dreams. But sometimes, the mind wakes up before the body fully wakes up. So the person feels awake, but the body is still in sleep mode. That is why they cannot move. Now imagine this situation. You wake up in the middle of the night. Your room is dark. Your body cannot move. Your breathing feels heavy. Your mind is confused. You feel fear. Then your brain may create a scary image or feeling. A shadow, a presence, a person standing near you, a heavy feeling on your chest. This is why many people connect sleep paralysis with ghost stories. In old times, people did not know the science of sleep. So when they woke up and could not move, they thought something supernatural was holding them down. They thought a ghost or evil spirit was sitting on their chest. But today, science gives another explanation. It may not be a ghost. It may be sleep paralysis. This does not mean the person is fake. Their fear is real. Their experience feels real. Their body really cannot move for that moment. But the cause may be related to sleep and the brain. This is very important to understand, because many people feel ashamed or scared after sleep paralysis. They think, something came to attack me. But when they learn the science, they feel relief. They understand, my brain and body were not fully awake together. Sleep paralysis can happen more when a person is stressed, very tired, sleeping badly, sleeping on the back, or having an irregular sleep routine. So one useful solution is to improve sleep habits. Sleep on time. Reduce stress before bed. Avoid too much phone use at night. Keep the room comfortable. Relax the mind before sleeping. If sleep paralysis happens, remind yourself, this is temporary. My body will move again. This feeling will pass. I am safe. Try to breathe slowly. Do not fight too hard. Do not panic. After a few seconds or minutes, the body usually becomes normal again. This explanation is powerful because it shows us something important. Sometimes what feels like a ghost may actually be the brain stuck between dreaming and waking. The experience is scary, but understanding it can give peace. So when someone says, I saw a ghost while I could not move, one scientific explanation can be sleep paralysis. Not always, but many times. And this is why science helps us reduce fear. It does not destroy curiosity. It gives us clarity. Explanation 2. Pareidolia. This word may sound difficult, but the meaning is simple. Pareidolia means your brain sees a meaningful shape in something random. For example, you may see a face in the clouds. You may see a face on a wall. You may see a human shape in a curtain. You may see eyes in the dark. You may see a shadow and feel it looks like a person. But actually, it may not be a person. It may only be a random shape. The brain is very powerful. It is always trying to find patterns. This helped humans survive. Long ago, if a person saw something moving in the forest, the brain had to react quickly. Maybe it was only leaves, but maybe it was a dangerous animal. So the brain learned to notice faces, bodies, movement, and shapes very fast. This ability helped humans stay safe. But sometimes, the same ability creates false alarms. In darkness, this happens even more. Because when the room is dark, the brain does not get clear information. It sees a little shadow, a chair, a hanging cloth, a window curtain, a tree outside, a bag on the floor. And the brain says, "Wait, is that a person?" Then fear makes the image stronger. The more afraid you become, the more real it feels. This is why a normal shadow can look like a ghost at night. In the daytime, you may see the same corner and laugh. You may say, "Oh, it was just my jacket." But at night, your brain made it look scary. This is pareidolia. Your brain tries to make meaning from unclear things. This can happen with sounds too. Maybe the wind moves the window. Maybe water moves inside pipes. Maybe wood expands or contracts because of temperature. Maybe an animal moves on the roof. Maybe the refrigerator makes a sound. But when the mind is afraid, it may hear the sound and think, "Someone is walking." Again, the brain is trying to create meaning. A small sound becomes a ghost sound. A small shadow becomes a ghost shape. A normal object becomes a scary figure. This does not mean the person is stupid. No, this is how the human brain works. The brain is built to protect us. It sometimes chooses fear first because fear can feel safer than ignoring danger. If you hear something strange at night, your brain does not say, "Let us calmly study this sound." No, it says, "Be careful." That is why ghost experiences often happen in dark places, lonely places, old houses, empty rooms, forests, hospitals, or places with scary stories. The environment already feels mysterious. Then the brain starts filling gaps. If someone tells you, "This house is haunted," your brain becomes alert. Every sound becomes suspicious. Every shadow becomes serious. Every small movement feels scary. This is why belief and expectation are powerful. If you expect a ghost, you may notice things that support your fear. You may ignore normal explanations. For example, a curtain moves. You think, "Ghost." But maybe it was wind. A floor makes noise. You think, "Ghost." But maybe it was wood. A shadow appears. You think, "Ghost." But maybe it was light from outside. A face appears on the wall. You think, "Ghost." But maybe it was pareidolia. This is why science tells us to pause. Do not jump to fear immediately. Ask simple questions. Is there wind? Is there light from outside? Is there any object making a shadow? Is there an animal? Is there a pipe sound? Is my mind tired? Am I already afraid? These questions help us think clearly. Pareidolia teaches us a very important lesson. Not everything we see is exactly what we think it is. Sometimes the eyes see something. Then the brain gives it a meaning. And if the brain is afraid, the meaning can become scary. So the next time you see a strange shape in the dark, take a breath, look again, turn on the light, check calmly. Maybe it is not a ghost. Maybe it is your brain trying to protect you. And this understanding can bring relief, because fear grows in confusion. But fear becomes smaller when knowledge enters. That is the beauty of science. Science does not remove mystery from life. Science helps us understand mystery with a calmer mind. Explanation 3. Fear and darkness. This is very important to understand, because many ghost experiences happen at night, in a dark room, in an empty house, in a lonely place, in a quiet street, or in a place where people already feel scared. But why does darkness make everything more frightening? The reason is simple. In darkness, your brain does not get clear information. Your eyes cannot see properly. Shapes are unclear. Corners look deeper. Shadows look bigger. Sounds feel louder. Small movements feel suspicious. And when the brain does not have full information, it starts filling the gaps. This is where fear enters. For example, in the daytime, you may see a chair with clothes on it. You know it is only a chair. But at night, in low light, the same chair may look like a person sitting silently. Your brain may suddenly say, "Wait, what is that?" Your heart starts beating fast. Your body becomes alert. Your breathing changes. Now the chair does not feel like a chair anymore. It feels like something is there. This is the power of fear. Fear changes the way you see normal things. Fear changes the way you hear normal sounds. Fear changes the way your body reacts. A small sound becomes frightening. A shadow becomes suspicious. A normal movement becomes mysterious. A simple silence becomes scary. This does not mean you are weak. This means your brain is trying to protect you. The human brain is built for survival. If your brain feels danger, it becomes alert very quickly. It does not wait for full proof. It says, "Be careful first. Think later." This helped human beings survive in the past. Imagine someone walking in a forest thousands of years ago. If they heard a sound behind the trees, their brain had to react fast. Maybe it was only wind, but maybe it was a dangerous animal. So the brain learned to become careful when information was unclear. That survival system is still inside us today. But now sometimes it creates false fear. Maybe there is no danger. Maybe there is no ghost. Maybe there is only darkness, silence, and imagination. But the body reacts like danger is real. This is why fear can make ghost experiences feel very strong. When you are afraid, your brain becomes more sensitive. You notice every sound. You notice every shadow. You notice every little movement. Even your own body sounds can scare you. Your heartbeat, your breathing, the sound of your clothes, the sound of the fan, the sound of the window, the sound of wood or metal. Everything feels serious. And if you already heard a ghost story about that place, fear becomes even stronger. For example, someone tells you, "This room is haunted." Now you enter that room. Even before anything happens, your mind is ready to be scared. You are expecting something. You are waiting for something. You are listening too carefully. You are watching every corner. Then suddenly, you hear a small sound. Maybe it is wind. Maybe it is a pipe. Maybe it is a door. But because your mind is already afraid, you think, something is here. This is called expectation. Expectation means your mind is already prepared to see or feel something. If you expect danger, normal things can look dangerous. If you expect ghosts, normal things can feel paranormal. That is why two people can be in the same room and feel different things. One person may say, "This is just an old room." Another person may say, "I feel something strange here." Why? Because their minds are in different states. One mind is calm, the other mind is afraid, and fear changes the experience. This is why science says we should pause before jumping to conclusions. If you feel something strange at night, do not immediately say, "It is a ghost." Ask simple questions first. Am I tired? Am I stressed? Is the room dark? Did I already hear a scary story? Is there any normal object creating a shadow? Is there wind? Is there an animal outside? Is there a sound from pipes, electricity, or furniture? These questions help your mind become calm. Because fear grows when we do not understand, but fear becomes smaller when we check calmly. One powerful thing you can do is turn on the light. Many times, the moment light enters the room, fear becomes smaller. Why? Because your brain gets more information. The shadow becomes a curtain. The scary shape becomes a bag. The dark figure becomes clothes hanging on a chair. The mystery becomes normal. This teaches us a deep lesson. Sometimes we are not afraid of the thing itself. We are afraid because we cannot see clearly. Darkness plus imagination can create a ghost-like feeling. Fear plus silence can make normal sounds feel paranormal. Expectation plus darkness can turn ordinary things into scary experiences. So, are ghosts real? Science says many ghost experiences can be explained by fear, darkness, and the way the brain reacts to unclear information. This does not mean every person is lying. Their fear is real. Their experience feels real. But the cause may not always be a ghost. Sometimes it may be the brain trying to protect you in the dark. That is why knowledge is powerful. When you understand fear, fear loses some power over you. When you understand the brain, you become calmer. And when you become calmer, the dark room does not control you the same way. Explanation 4. Carbon monoxide and hidden environmental problems. Sometimes what people think is a ghost experience may be connected to hidden environmental problems. One dangerous example is carbon monoxide. Carbon monoxide is a gas. You cannot see it. You cannot smell it. You cannot taste it. But it can be very dangerous. That is why it is sometimes called a silent danger. Carbon monoxide can come from things like faulty heaters, gas appliances, fireplaces, generators, or bad ventilation. If this gas builds up inside a house, people can start feeling strange. They may feel dizzy. They may feel weak. They may feel confused. They may get headaches. They may feel sick. In serious cases, it can even affect the brain and make a person see or hear things that are not really there. Now imagine this. A family lives in a house. At night, they feel strange. They hear things. They feel confused. They feel pressure in the head. They feel weak. They feel like something is wrong in the house. They may think, "This house is haunted." But the real problem may be something physical, something in the air, something dangerous, something that needs safety, not fear. This is why science is so useful. Science does not only ask, "Is it a ghost?" Science also asks, "Is everyone safe? Is the air safe? Is there any gas leak? Is there proper ventilation? Is there a carbon monoxide alarm? Is there a medical reason?" This is very important, because if we call everything a ghost, we may ignore real danger. A person may need fresh air. A family may need to leave the house. A house may need checking. A heater may need repair. A doctor may need to help. So this explanation is not only interesting, it can save lives. If many people in the same house feel headaches, dizziness, confusion, weakness, or strange sickness, They should not ignore it. They should not only say, maybe it is a spirit. They should also think, maybe there is a safety problem. Open windows if it is safe. Leave the place. Call professionals. Check gas appliances. Use a carbon monoxide detector. Take health symptoms seriously. This is not about destroying belief. This is about protecting life. There can also be other environmental causes behind strange experiences. For example, an old house can make unusual sounds. Wood can expand and contract with temperature. Pipes can make knocking sounds. Wind can move windows or doors. Loose metal can shake. Animals can move on the roof or inside walls. Electric appliances can create buzzing sounds. Water systems can create strange noises. When the house is quiet at night, these sounds feel louder. And if the person is already scared, the mind may connect the sound with a ghost. A pipe sound becomes footsteps. Wind becomes whispering. A door sound becomes someone walking. An animal on the roof becomes something supernatural. This is how fear and environment work together. First, the house makes a normal sound. Then the mind gives it a scary meaning. Then the body becomes afraid. Then the story becomes stronger. And later people say, "We heard something in that house." Again, this does not mean they are lying. They really heard something. But the question is, what caused the sound? Was it a ghost? Or was it the house itself? Science asks us to investigate before we decide. This is the best way to think. Do not laugh at people. Do not blindly believe everything. Do not panic immediately. Check calmly. Look for natural reasons. Look for safety problems. Look for environmental causes. This is how a wise person thinks. For example, if someone says, "I hear footsteps every night," ask, "Is there someone walking upstairs? Is there an animal? Is the roof making sounds? Are the pipes knocking? Does the sound happen when water is used? Does the sound happen when the temperature changes?" If someone says, "I feel strange only inside this room," ask, "Is there fresh air? Is there mold? Is there a gas problem? Is there too much heat? Is there any chemical smell? Is there poor ventilation?" If someone says, "I see strange things and feel confused," ask, "Am I sleeping properly? Am I under stress? Am I sick? Is there carbon monoxide? Do I need medical help?" These questions are not boring. These questions are powerful because they take us from fear to clarity. They help us understand the difference between mystery and danger. Many times, people are scared because they do not know what is happening. But once they find the real reason, they feel relief. They say, "Oh, it was the pipe. Oh, it was the wind. Oh, it was a bad heater. Oh, it was an animal. Oh, it was a health problem." And suddenly the ghost story becomes a science story. That is the beauty of this topic. Sometimes the most frightening thing is not a ghost. It is the unknown. And science gives us a way to understand the unknown. So if you ever feel a place is haunted, do not panic first. Check safety first. Check the air. Check the sounds. Check the room. Check your health. Check the environment. Because real-life problems need real-life solutions. And sometimes, the best protection is not fear. The best protection is knowledge. Explanation 5. Grief and the feeling of a loved one. Sometimes, people believe they have seen the ghost of someone they loved. A mother may feel her child is near. A husband may feel his wife is beside him. A son may hear his father's voice. A daughter may dream about her mother and feel she was really there. These experiences feel very real. and they should never be laughed at, because the emotions are real. Love is real. Missing someone is real. When we lose someone we love, the brain does not forget them immediately. Their face, their voice, their smile, their habits, their footsteps. These memories stay inside us. Sometimes, especially when we are lonely, sad, or deeply missing someone, the brain can make us feel that the person is still close. Maybe we hear their voice for a moment. Maybe we think we saw them from the corner of our eye. Maybe we dream about them so clearly that, after waking up, it feels like they were really in the room. This does not mean the person is crazy. It does not mean they are lying. It means love leaves deep memories. Our brain holds on to people who were important to us. Science says that strong emotions, grief, and memory can sometimes create experiences that feel completely real. The feeling is real. The sadness is real. The love is real. But it may not mean a ghost was actually there. Think about this. Have you ever thought your phone vibrated, but when you looked, nothing had happened? Have you ever thought someone called your name, but nobody did? The brain sometimes creates experiences because it is expecting something. The same can happen after losing someone. Your heart wants them back. Your mind remembers them every day. So sometimes, for a short moment, it feels like they are still with you. This explanation teaches us something beautiful. Love does not disappear quickly. Memories stay. And sometimes those memories become so powerful that they feel real. So if someone says, "I felt my grandmother beside me," do not laugh. Be kind. Listen. Respect their feelings. Science tries to explain the experience, but kindness should always come first. Explanation 6. The power of belief. Now let us talk about one of the strongest forces in the human mind. Belief. What we believe can change how we understand what we see and hear. Imagine two friends walking into the same old house. Before entering, one friend hears, "This house is haunted." The other friend hears nothing. Inside the house, both hear a loud sound. The first person immediately thinks, "It is a ghost." The second person thinks, "Maybe it is the wind." The sound was exactly the same, but the meaning was different. Why? Because belief changed the way the brain understood the situation. Our brain is always trying to explain what is happening around us. If we already believe something, the brain often looks for evidence that supports that belief. That's why scary stories can become even scarier after someone tells us a place is haunted. Every shadow looks strange. Every sound feels suspicious. Every movement catches our attention. This does not happen because we are weak. It happens because the brain is trying to make sense of the world. Movies, ghost stories, social media, and old legends can also influence our imagination. After watching a horror movie, many people become more afraid of darkness. A small sound suddenly feels frightening. The room feels different. Nothing in the room changed, only the mind changed. This is why science tells us to stay calm. Do not believe something immediately. Do not reject it immediately either. Look carefully. Think clearly. Ask questions. Stay curious. A calm mind sees more clearly than a frightened mind. Explanation 7. What does science really say about ghosts? Now we come to the final question. Are ghosts real? The honest scientific answer is this. Science has not found strong, repeatable evidence that ghosts exist as supernatural beings. That does not mean every person who had a ghost experience is lying. It simply means that science looks for evidence that can be tested again and again. Until now, many ghost experiences have been explained by sleep paralysis, fear, darkness, memory, grief, pareidolia, the environment, and other natural causes. Science keeps asking questions. Science keeps testing ideas. Science keeps looking for evidence. If strong evidence is discovered one day, science will study it. That is how science works. It follows evidence, not fear. It follows facts, not guesses. This is why science is powerful. It does not tell us to stop being curious. It teaches us how to ask better questions. Ghost stories will probably always be part of human history. They are interesting. They are mysterious. They make us curious. But the human brain is also mysterious. It can create powerful experiences. It can make fear feel real. It can make memories feel alive. It can turn darkness into danger. And that is why learning science is so important. Knowledge does not remove wonder. Knowledge removes unnecessary fear. So the next time you hear a strange sound, do not panic. Stay calm. Observe carefully. Think clearly. Ask questions. Because sometimes the greatest mystery is not outside us. It is inside our own mind. And understanding the mind is one of the greatest adventures of all. So, are ghosts real? Maybe this question will always create curiosity. Some people believe in ghosts. Some people do not. Some people have stories. Some people want scientific proof. But this video is not made to insult anyone's belief. And this video is not made to prove or disprove anyone's personal experience. This video is all about understanding ghost experiences through science. It is about asking simple questions. What happens inside the brain? What happens during sleep paralysis? Why do we see faces in shadows? Why does darkness increase fear? Can memories feel like a presence? Can sounds in a house create fear? Can hidden problems like carbon monoxide affect the body and mind? Science teaches us one beautiful lesson. Do not panic immediately. Do not believe everything blindly. Do not laugh at people's experiences. Think calmly. Ask questions. Look for evidence. Check safety. Because sometimes what feels like a ghost may be sleep, fear, memory, darkness, imagination, or something dangerous in the environment. And here is an important safety message. If you ever feel strange in a house, or if many people feel headaches, dizziness, weakness, confusion, breathing problems, or sickness, do not ignore it. Do not just call it a ghost. Please check for real safety problems. Check gas appliances. Check ventilation. Use a carbon monoxide detector. And if the situation feels serious, leave the place and contact professionals or emergency help. Your safety is more important than any mystery. This video is only for education, awareness, and English practice. It is not medical advice. It is not a final answer about the supernatural. It is a simple scientific explanation of why many ghost experiences may happen. So whether you believe in ghosts or not, remember this. Fear becomes powerful when we do not understand. But knowledge gives us calmness. Science does not remove the mystery of life. Science helps us look at mystery with a clearer mind. So the next time you hear a strange sound, see a shadow, or feel afraid in the dark, take a deep breath. Turn on the light. Think calmly. Ask questions. Maybe there is a simple explanation. Maybe there is something that needs safety attention. And maybe the biggest mystery is not ghosts. Maybe the biggest mystery is the amazing human brain. This video is all about curiosity, science, safety, and clear thinking. Keep learning. Keep questioning. Keep practicing English. And if you enjoyed this video, Subscribe to the channel for more interesting topics explained in simple English.